It's my pleasure to make a video for you of the Pilates intro session. I'm going to come up, it's going to cut me off, but I'll be down on the floor and show you how to do it too. Okay. Stand at the back of your mat and breathe in. As you exhale, drop your chin down, then start to walk down your legs with your hands, out onto the mat, to the front of it, and into the down face dog position. You have all 10 toes equally on the floor as you breathe in, and then exhale, press back. You get a nice stretch in the backs of your legs. Inhale, and as you exhale, knees drop carefully. Uncurl your toes. The palms are under your shoulders and the knees are under your hips. Without moving your spine, inhale, scoop your belly up. Exhale, let it drop. Do that again. Inhale through your nose and scoop the abs in. And exhale through your mouth, ha, and let them drop. Do that again, and we're adding on. Inhale, scoop your belly, and hold that scoop as you exhale, and you'll feel your abs deepen. Hold that as you inhale. As you exhale, deepen it again, and with it, tuck the pelvis a little. So we're not squeezing glutes, that's your abs working. Inhale. As you exhale, now round up fully into a cat. So the tighter your scoop, the higher your spine goes. And as you hold at the top and breathe, you get a nice stretch up and down the spine. Breathe again, and as you exhale, we're going to release. Release your abs, reorient your pelvis, collapse through the spine, between the shoulders, soften your elbows out toward the sides, and look up. You're in the old cow position. Now scoop your belly. As you exhale, let that be your motivator, up into the cat. So as you round the spine up toward the ceiling and hold at the top, you're breathing, getting those nice stretches. And we'll do the old cow again. So this is a slow process so that you can feel what happens in your spine as it reorients into extension. Let's come back to the middle and move both palms forward one step. Now take the torso forward as you breathe. And as you exhale, press back. Do this again. Forward, you don't have to arch the back too much. And then press back over your heels. The palms never move as you go forward. Your sits bones drop together a little. As you press back, they widen apart. That's natural. What this movement creates is an articulation in your sacroiliac joint. That's a good thing. Then you'll come back to the middle and move the palms under your shoulders again. Breathe in and scoop your belly, and as you exhale, close your eyes and lift your right hand and your left knee just over the floor. Now slowly extend this set out and up to shoulder and hip height. Keep your eyes closed, and you'll feel some stabilizer muscles quivering around. That's a real good thing. And then let's slowly put this set back down. The slower you go, the more stabilizer muscles you work through. Let's do the other side. Eyes closed, belly scoops, breathe. Lift your left hand, right knee, and let's slowly extend this set out and up to shoulder and hip height. And breathe here. You feel your stabilizers. Maybe you're more stable on one side than the other. Normal. And then let's put this set down. Down you go. Open your eyes. I'm going to turn, but you don't have to, so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm in a neutral tabletop spine. Breathe in. As you exhale, pinch your right waist, and you're going to compress your obliques. Look over your shoulder and see if you can see your hip. You feel open on the left side. Let's take this through the middle. Activate your left obliques. Your hips sort of twitch out to the left. Look over your shoulder. See if you can see your hip. Let's take this through the middle again. To your right, adding on. This time your feet and all 10 fingers pivot to the right. Inhale, and as you exhale, scoop your belly. Round up into a weird cat position. As you hold here breathing, you get a very strong stretch on your left side. Inhale. As you exhale, let's drop this to a neutral. Through the middle. Hips hit, feet fingers to your left. Inhale. And as you exhale, scoop again and round up. So what you're feeling is that same stretch on your right side. Inhale here. As you exhale, drop to a neutral. Come back to the middle. Sit on either hip and your feet come forward on the mat with the heels at the end of it. Hold behind your legs and breathe long through your spine. As you exhale, drop your chin down. Scoop your belly to tuck your pelvis and roll over the sits bones to the tip of your sacrum bone and hold. You're in a seated cat. You should feel a stretch between the shoulders up and down the spine. Your abs are scooped in. Breathe. As you exhale, let's walk up the backs of your legs and put each vertebra on the floor in a long, steady sequence all the way down to your head. Stretch the arms out over your head as you breathe. And as you exhale, retrace your arms. To modify lifting your head, take your hand and lift it up. Or if you're strong enough in your neck, just you don't need to use your hand. But you're going to pull yourself up, up, up. Separate the knees wide and bring the torso over that diamond shape. Here you want to breathe wide across your back, filling in the sides. Try not to blow your belly out and take another breath. And as you exhale, keep the spine curved. Roll over your sits bones onto your sacrum bone. Each lumbar drops. You're supporting this with your hands all the way through to the back of your head again, where you'll stretch, breathe. As you exhale, retrace your arms and float your head up with or without assist from your hand. Hold behind the legs and pull yourself up, up, and then come forward and breathe wide across your back again. Then stack it up to a flat back. You feel dead center of your sits bones as you hold behind the legs. Then hinge like a door. Breathe. As you exhale, scoop your belly to tuck your pelvis. You'll roll over the sits bones again. Tuck your chin. Walk yourself down to the floor. Head down. Stretch your arms out over your head, breathing. And as you exhale, bring your arms to your sides and move both feet in towards your glutes. You don't have to watch me while I tell you what you're feeling on the floor, because you already feel it probably. Under your feet are flat and weighted, but you have little hiatuses behind your big toe and at the arch of your foot. This mimics your spine. The first thing you feel there is the triangular sacrum bone. I'm going to sit up and show you if you need to know. It's here, the base of your spine. The next thing you feel is the natural curve of your lumbar. Let's play with that a little bit. Breathe in, and as you exhale, I want you to scoop your belly down and use it to press your lumbar into the floor. You might take a look at me. I've gone into a pelvic tuck. When I ask you to scoop, sometimes you'll do this, but many times you'll stay neutral. Then we're going to overarch. This certainly is not neutral either. I'm going to lift my hand so you can see what my spine is doing. So your indicator of a neutral spine is a flat sacrum bone with its own natural curve of the lumbar springing up from the floor. From there, about your mid-back to the backs of the shoulders, heavy weighted on the floor. Let's play with that a little bit. Raise your arms up toward the ceiling, and I want you to wing the shoulders and arms up toward the ceiling. This is not a neutral position with your shoulders. It sort of goes into your neck too. And then put the shoulders back down. The backs of your shoulders, rear deltoids, are on the floor. Now, the back of the neck curves very much like your lumbar, the same direction, and the back of your head is on. That's your neutral spine. Because of what's going on in your neck, you might need to support the back of your neck with a little rolled up washcloth or something, just so that you can get a real idea about how relaxed this is and how neutral it feels. This will be your indicator. I'm going to sit up again, but you can stay laying down. Between your shoulders are rhomboids. They're here and here. I want you to squeeze them together as if you could pinch the mat between your shoulders and release them. Let's do that again. Squeeze. Those are rhomboids. Try not to let this go into the back of your neck. The next thing you'll press down is you hold your rhomboids. The backs of the shoulders press into the floor. your triceps, elbows, forearms, and palms. So, of course, you're laying down. I'm just indicating where I want you to press. Breathe in, laying back down again. As you exhale, from rhomboid to palm, presses down, down into the floor, and it lifts your ribs and spine up toward the ceiling a little. Try to relax your neck, and I want you to feel the strength of your platform arm system. Breathe here, and as you exhale, release your platform arms back into neutral for contrast. We'll use those arms over and over again to stabilize, and you'll rip yourself some really nice looking triceps too. Now, let's check in with your core. I want you to stay laying down, and I'm going to sit up and sort of indicate a few things. We're working with your scoop, okay? It starts attached at your lumbar spine. This is transversus abdominis. It wraps across like a wide belt, like this, and attaches at the other side of your lumbar spine. So it essentially is a belt that holds your guts in, like your intestines. Without that tone, you develop, a large belly. Also with adipose tissue or fat on top of that. So the more tone we can give the front side of your transversus abdominis, the less you're going to work the little bitty attachment points at your lumbar spine. Okay, so it's got a couple of functions to support the lumbar spine and also to keep your guts in. All right, I'm going to lay back down again. For contrast, find neutral, breathe in and blow your belly up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, stay neutral, scoop the abs down, down towards your lumbar. Let's do that again. To contrast, blow the belly up. And as you exhale, scoop them down. I want you to hold the scoop and inhale. Hold the scoop and exhale. Do that again. See if you can take a rather wide breath instead of a belly breath going up toward the ceiling. And exhale. Release it all for contrast. The next thing we're going to talk about is your pelvic floor. There are 3 openings between your legs. Without squeezing your glute cheeks or thighs, I want you to think about breathing in and drawing in your pelvic floor. The 3 openings between your legs go up, up, up. Your sensation is long through your low abs. And then release those connections back down. Breathe in and again, engage your subtle core. I give it a less clinical name. And exhale, release that connection down, down, down. Practice it again while I tell you something. What I'm not suggesting is for you to go through your day stressed about keeping a champagne cork up your hoo-hoo. Okay, this is not what I'm asking you to do. These muscles become inherently stronger as you use them in conjunction with your core. Let's try that again, adding on. Inhale, draw in your subtle core. And I want you to hold that as you exhale. You may have felt a little connection low in the abs. Hold what you've got. Inhale and hold it as you exhale. If you didn't feel that connection, that's fine. I just want you to hold your subtle core and inhale again. And as you exhale, release it all. Point is, you can hold these connections whether you're inhaling or exhaling, and that's a great thing because we don't want to release your connections every time you take a breath. Let's put part 1 and 2 together. Stay neutral. Try not to squeeze your glutes or your thighs. Inhale, scoop your belly as you draw in your pelvic floor. And I want you to hold those connections and exhale. We've really created a strong connection here. And you're neutral as you breathe in again, holding those connections. And as you exhale, release everything for contrast. Part 3 of your core is called your rib closure. Take both hands, spread your fingers, and put them on the bottom part of your ribs so that you feel maybe the palms are on the side of your rib cage and your fingers are spread across the front of it. The breath that we took as we were seated and roll down over the diamond shape of our legs, I want you to mimic that breath. Breathing wide and laterally. Instead of blowing the belly out and then exhale, you feel what's going on under your hands. Breathe wide, your palms separate a little bit. And as you exhale, release that breath and your abs or your rib cage floats back together. Now put your arms by your sides and we're going to add on. I'm going to sit up so you can sneak a peek at me, but you stay lying down. You're going to breathe in wide through your sides, but this time I want you to think about using your obliques and your intercostal muscles to close your ribs to center. It takes a long, slow exhale. Let's do that again. Wide through your sides. Open your mouth, exhale long and strong, and feel your obliques close your ribs to center like you're buttoning up a little vest through the center of your chest. Let's do that again. Inhale wide, and as you exhale, close the ribs to center. Try not to tuck your pelvis. Now I want you to hold that rib closure. Breathe in through your upper chest slowly so you can get some air in there and see if you can challenge that connection a little. Go ahead. Take a rather shallow breath through your upper chest and then exhale, still holding that rib closure. One more. Hold what you've got as good as you can, breathing through the upper chest, and then release it all on your exhale for contrast. Let's put all three parts together. I'm going to remain seated, and you can I'll indicate, and you can watch me if you need to, but stay lying down. You'll breathe in, scoop the belly, draw in the subtle core. Your air goes wide. Hold those bottom two connections and exhale, close your ribs to center. Want you to think about keeping length between your sternum bone and your hip bones so we haven't tucked the pelvis. Let's release that, do it again. Inhale, scoop the belly, subtle core. The air goes wide through your ribs. Hold those bottom two connections. Exhale, close your ribs to center. Hold what you've got as good as you can and take that shallow breath in your upper chest. And exhale, release it. I'm not asking you to go through your day like that. I'm telling you that as you use these muscles, they become inherently stronger. I'm going to turn around so that you can see something. Your transversus abdominis supports your lumbar spine. Your rib closure, quote unquote, is going to take in more of the thoracic spine about from your horizontal bra strap to the top of your lumbar. As we use these muscles to close the ribs, it's supporting your thoracic spine, the lower part of it. So we're developing a way to align your spine and to give tone to the rest of your torso. Let's address part 4 and then we'll start challenging. I'm going to turn around again so that you can see where I want you to work, but you stay lying down unless you need a break from the floor. We talked about rhomboids before. There are other muscles I want you to think about. Your serratus muscle, there's a posterior and an anterior one, but essentially it makes a zigzag shape. It's very superficial. When a ripped guy does this, you can really see that lightning bolt on his side. It's real pretty. Another muscle we'll be working with is called teres. Your scapula plate-like bone is very mobile, but it's stabilized by several muscles. One being the teres muscle. It starts at the lower angle of your scapula bone. It is a long, skinny one, not too long. It goes out under your skin and it attaches at your upper arm toward the backside, so that when your shoulders go forward like this, it destabilizes that nice supporting muscle, the teres, from your scapula, all right? We want to stabilize your scapula so that they can get used to being in a neutral position. There's another one, the lats. They're huge. They're attached from about your mid-back all the way down to your sacral area. They're wide. They start like this. They wrap around your sides, I kid you not, they get skinny like this. They turn into a little piece like this. Wrap under your arm, under the skin, and they attach at a groove in your humerus bone. That's your upper arm bone. And again, that same concept with teres. If your shoulders are forward like this usually happens to the neck too, you're going to destabilize a good part of your spine. And if we can recruit those muscles to become inherently stronger, you're going to create a more aligned spine in the process. Those muscles I just pointed out, every single one of them, their characteristic is flat, so they don't build up like a bicep. So you'll end up with some tone in your back muscles and a very supportive system for your neutral spine. So that you can feel this, you stay laying down unless you need a break from the floor. Shrug your shoulders up under your ears like me if you're sneaking a peek. Then I want you to think about using the muscles I've pointed out before, serratus, teres, lats, rhomboids, to draw the armpits toward your hips. So we're not pressing from the trapezius, the top of your shoulders. We're pulling from underneath to get the shoulders down. Let's do that again. Shrug to contrast. And as you exhale, armpit to hip, using those muscles behind, between, and under your shoulders and across your back there, your lats. To add on, I want you to squeeze your rhomboids together lightly and then press lightly into your platform arms. So that's from rhomboid to palm. Free up your neck by shaking it a couple of times side to side and then release your lat connection. When I ask you to connect your lats again, you don't have to shrug. That's just a contrast move. Let's put all four parts together. You can stay laying down. Stay neutral. Try not to squeeze your glutes or your thighs. Inhale, scoop your belly, subtle core. The air goes wide. As you exhale, close your ribs to center. To connect your lats, it's that little armpit to hip thing. Squeeze your rhomboids lightly and press lightly into your platform arms. So what you feel is neutral. You feel connected, front, back, sides, inside and outside. You're breathing as good as you can with your upper chest for the moment. Your neck is relaxed. Breathe again, and as you exhale, release all four connections. Let's do that again. Inhale, scoop the belly, subtle core, air goes wide. Close your ribs as you exhale. To connect your lats, the shoulders literally down and back. You're squeezing rhomboids. You're pressing lightly into your arms with a relaxed neck. Let's challenge. You feel neutral, connected. Breathe again. As you exhale, stabilize your core, all four parts. Then I want you to press down as hard as you can into your arms. The goal here is to challenge the stability of your core. Your core is holding you in neutral as the arms are pressing down steadily. They're trying to pop you out of neutral. You'll breathe again. As you exhale, release everything for contrast. Let's work with another challenge. I'm going to lie down again, and you might sneak a peek at me as we do this. We'll do it a couple of times. You're in neutral. Refresh your core. Scoop the belly, subtle core. Ribs close as you exhale. Your lats connect, literally armpit to hip. Squeeze the rhomboids lightly and press into your arms. Now, breathe in and float. Soft, heavy arms just over the floor. Your elbows are slightly kicked out to the sides and your wrists are like dish rags. Breathe in, and as you exhale, motivate from behind and between your shoulders to lift the arms up toward the ceiling. Usually pectorals and biceps do this very easily, but I'm asking different muscles to do this very simple movement. Breathe in, and as you exhale, scoop tight, close your ribs. The arms drift out over your head. Now, this is not a stretch. This is using the dead weight of your arms to challenge the stability of your core, and neutral. They hold about a foot over the floor. Remember, rhomboids squeezing, armpits to hips, core engaged, breathe. As you exhale, stabilize your core. And let's slowly move these arms up toward the ceiling, motivating from behind the shoulders. So they feel like somebody else's arms, really. The backs of the shoulders stay planted, your elbows and wrists are soft, and you're going to retrace them back down to your sides. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, refresh your core. As you exhale, stabilize it. That's scoop, subtle core, ribs, and lats. Slowly float the arms just over the floor. Figure out where you're working. Relax your neck by shaking the head side to side a couple of times. And up you go toward the ceiling. Remember, it's not a race. If you do it more slowly, you can feel the muscles behind, between, and under your shoulders work. Your abs stay scooped, your belly is scooped, your ribs are closed. Hold 30 centimeters or a foot over the floor and breathe. As you exhale, stabilize your core. And then, again, using rhomboids, triceps, serratus, rear deltoids, we're going to bring the arms up toward the ceiling. Elbows and wrists soft still. Retrace them to your sides. When they're down, refresh your core, and we're going to work with a heavier lever, your leg. You can just sneak a peek at me if you'd like. Inhale, refresh your core. Exhale, stabilize it, all four parts. Ha. Slowly float your right bent knee up toward the ceiling. You're going to hold it at the top. Breathe in as you exhale. Keep the bend in the knee and lower your foot down, down, down. Don't go to the floor, but you can hover just over the floor. What you're looking for is rib closure, belly scooped, spine neutral. The leg feels heavy in your abs. Breathe in again. As you exhale, slowly take the bent knee back up to the top and hold. Breathe in again. As you exhale, stabilize your core. Ha. Stay neutral as you slowly float the left bent knee up to meet the right. You'll hold at the top and breathe. As you exhale, stabilize your core first, and then slowly let's take this left foot down, down, and down. So we're keeping that 90-degree bend, and you'll hover over the floor. You should feel the weight of your leg in the left side of your abs. Breathe in. As you exhale, stabilize first. Up, up you go. Check your core. Are you neutral still? Let's go for both. Inhale. As you exhale, stabilize first, and then down, down, go both. If this goes into your lumbar, stop. You'll take your legs almost to the, or your feet almost to the floor. Hold, breathe. You should feel work all over the abs. And then slow, steady, easy. Let's take this back up, up, and up you go to the ceiling. Here you'll cup beneath both knees with your hands. Pull them wide and down and rock and roll side to side. Now, I'm going to get you up to seated. The legs go up toward the ceiling and touch behind them. Slowly float your head up. If you need to, you can always turn to one side instead, and then rock yourself up to seated.